All right, I am here with Billy, my roommate.
What's up?
This is the first piece I have ever printed for the cube. This piece may or may not actually make it into the final take. Depends on whether or not it fits together particularly well, but this is it. This is number one. This is a corner piece. Okay, I just blew support material shards off of my phone screen before taking this video. But this is an update as to where I'm at. I'm just watching YouTube and removing support material off of my pieces. I know that this piece seems like it should have been printed at a different angle, but because it's a really awkward shape, I didn't want to print it like that. There are a few reasons, that's why it's printed. But like here's what my bed looks like right now, which is why I wanted to take this video, because I thought this is a particularly funny just moment. So I've got the core going now, and it's connected successfully with the spring. And here are my corner pieces. I have all 8 of them now. I have an excessive amount of center pieces, and I'm just starting printing the center edges. Yep. Okay, just assembled these pieces, and this is the most satisfying thing in the world. Oh, just look at like the floating core inside of this contraption. And then yeah, so I'm gonna try to twist it. You can see it's functional. Of course, everything's locking up because it's missing half of its pieces, and because I suspect that's just gonna be the way it'll be. Come on, I'm struggling to do this with one hand. Anyway, this is where we're at. This is really exciting. So yeah, one face still remains to be finished, and I have a few pieces remaining. I think here's one edge. I think I need 3 more center edges, and then I can essentially screw in this last face that has a demo piece attached to it, and I think I'm done with the core. That blue piece kind of ruins the appeal. Yes, look at it. Oh, this is before I thoroughly sand it. Woo! Okay, so I'm worried I'm not being the best documentarian of my own process, so I'm taking this video to give myself an update, I guess, in case I want to use this video. So right now I have W24 printing. I have 24 of those and one X24 piece printing all at once. This is the current assembled core assembly. You can see I've taken away all of the temporary pleat pieces. These should be the final pieces. They all turn, but of course I'm only having one hand here, so it's hard to demonstrate that. I'm building a stand for it so it doesn't have to rest on its legs like this. It wasn't designed for that. So, and also I am using a bag system. I was wondering how I was doing this, and then eventually I came up with just used plastic bags and named them all. So this is G24. This is all 24 pieces of G24, and so on. So yeah, this is the way I'm doing it. This is the way I'm organizing it, and yeah, there we go. So at this point, I now have 4 3D printers running at all times in my apartment. My roommates have graciously allowed this to happen. This is just like in the middle of the common area. So yeah, just running prints 24/7 using PETG. Kind of get a look at what's happening. This one's a more developed print. So yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, one other thing. I have a naming convention that I don't know if I've ever explained before. MP stands for main print, and then the dot separates it, and then A19 is the current print that's happening here. The final symbol dash thing. That just means that there's 25 of that piece being printed at once, which is my baker's dozen philosophy, because I need 24 of each and every single piece, but I just make 25 because it's nice to have one extra if one breaks. or one doesn't come out very nice. So yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, so where I'm at right now is I just duct taped a whole bunch of pieces together. And you can see the results. Here's another one, another section. A whole bunch of pieces that are duct taped together. This piece sits, hang on, how do I prop up the phone here? Right in here. I can't do this with one hand, there's no way. Essentially the bottom bit like sits touching the core and fits between those two pieces. And this section here, maybe I can do that with one hand. This goes right here. You know what, why not? I'll give it a shot. So you can see that's where all these pieces sit. It's another group. Right now, this piece right here, I really don't like it. And also this piece right here, I don't like that piece. I intend to reprint both of them in the way I printed the rest of them, because I printed those early on before I knew how to print them. So essentially a problem I have is that pretty much all of them were printed on the side that I duct taped them. So the side that the duct tape is on, that side's gonna need a lot more Dremel work and a lot more sanding or something in order to smooth it out and make it work. But for the most part, these pieces are pretty smooth on one another, but except for a couple places where I might just have to flat out reprint some pieces. This is where I'm at. Right here, this is kind of important. Right here is all of the pieces that that it took to make this. They're all laid out alphabetically right now and all unzipped. Gotta go zip them up so I can go back to bed. There we go. Anyway. All right, I will bring you up to speed on my current thoughts and feelings on the project. So as you can see here, this is all of row B. I printed a singular piece of every single piece inside of row B, and then foolishly I taped them all together backwards. Not the way I wish I had done it, but I'm happy with the idea of taping them. Here, maybe make it a little easier to see. So yeah, I have one of every single piece. My current plan is to make every single piece in this quadrant and then assemble it all together and just see how I like the feel of them all together. So this is row B, and then I'm planning on naming its mirror, the pieces that are the exact same but they're just mirrored. I'm planning on naming that B prime, row B prime. I think that'll be a little bit easier to keep track of rather than starting to name things after columns. It'll be easier to see which pieces are the mirror of the others. Also, I just had an idea. So unlike Greg, I didn't design my pieces to be particularly easy to tell apart, which is gonna be a really big problem. I already know it's gonna be a big problem. So my thought is that I'm going to buy different colored markers and mark every single one of them. And so yeah, every single piece should be marked with 2 colors, and then that combination will be unique to just individual pieces. That's what I'm thinking right now. And so yeah, the markings will be my way of telling things apart, as opposed to trying to, you know, just see the difference between the pieces. Right now I'm separating baggies to try to create, I believe, 45 of this whole line here. I'm trying to create 45 lines of plastic baggies. As you can see, I have some extra printed pieces. These are my diagonals. I'm gonna sort them as well. Okay, I just wanted to take this moment to document this part of the process. I was just having a particularly satisfying moment with this piece, putting it in. I'll just document it again, or at least take it on video. It's hard to do this with the phone, but it's so perfect. Any piece that fits below this region here, this line, they're really the most satisfying pieces to put in. Yeah, but right now I'm right here with the project. As you can see, the lines aren't perfectly smooth, and I think that's due to poor sanding on some of the pieces, or some of the pieces being warped. So after I'm done here, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna thoroughly sand the pieces I don't like this guy, and see how well I can get the grid to line up. But overall, I'm quite happy with it. I should mention though, I did have to go through and change this guy, this piece here, along with this piece. Pretty much, I needed to add more of a tolerance here, or sorry, less. It needed to have a looser fit here between these pieces. I'm really not happy that I had to go through and change something this late into the project, but that's what happened. Yeah, but you live and you learn, and hopefully that won't have too much negative effect on the overall outcome. I don't think it really will, but might as well mention that in case I forget. Anyway, there you go. Well, Tyler, I thought you might be interested to see where I'm at. Also, I'm interested to share. This is where we're currently at. The reason that this thing isn't falling apart in my hands is because all the rows are duct taped together right now perfectly, like so. Just spent like a day and a half doing that. And so yeah, you can see every single row is color marked to show me which row it is, on the off chance that when they're not taped together, the whole thing explodes. You can see, yeah, so this is about 550, 560 pieces right here. And so yeah, this entire chunk, I think I'm now just going to go put somewhere before I'm ready to paint the surfaces. But yeah, I thought you would be interested. All right, it's been a long while since I've done one of these updates, so I thought I might as well just do that. I'm still in the printing phase for the most part. Also, here's my face. I don't know if I put my face in any of these before, so there we go. So yeah, here we are. Right now I am disassembling the pieces from the support material. That's not right. I'm removing pieces from the support material for row O right now, placing them all into their respective baggies that I have clear taped together. But yeah, we're still on the printing end of things. So as you can see, I am currently printing row K, and this specific print has 6 of them going, so K6. Here we are. I've moved since last time I took a recording. This right here is a big old stack of filament. Each of these was 1 kilogram each, and I intend to continue this stack. This stack would be much larger if I had thought to do this before, but I just started doing this when I moved in here, and here we are. So yeah, I'm going to show you the other room. All right, if you'll pardon some of the crap here. This is a bucket that is becoming more and more full every day. All of these are just unremoved pieces from the support material. Pieces that are all just still in their support material. There's not much more to say to that. And yeah, kind of floppy for the most part. I made the mistake recently of using a thin raft, and then I got something like this, a whole bunch of pieces that are loosely bound together and hard to keep together. So I decided that I'd try to be more consistent with having thick rafts. Even though it uses more material, it's just so much easier to manage this rather than that, because that likes to fall apart and break apart. These stay together really nice, so they're easier to store. So that was just a little optimization I've had. As you can see, this room is now dedicated to baggies and storing project pieces. So these pieces here, they've already been removed and placed into their baggies. Most of the baggies are empty. right there, that's row B. Those chunks that are just kind of sitting atop row B. Oh, sorry, those are row D. And then these pieces are row M. Same with that, that's M prime. And this is O prime. And so yeah, this room has just become dedicated to storing thousands and thousands of pieces. And that's where we're at. I suspect it'll be just a couple more weeks, about 20 days or so, before I'm done with the printing end of the project. And then I will get onto the piece removal part of the project, and then we will paint the pieces, then we will sand the pieces, and then we'll assemble the pieces. That's the going suspicion as to how I'm going to order this project. But that's subject to change, but I'm not going to stop working. Here we are. Cool. All right, it's been a little while since I've made one of these videos, so I just thought I'd make another one showing where I'm at. This is what an almost done, very large row looks like on my table when I'm almost done. In this case, I'm sorting them out in 12s, and if a piece is upside down, that means that the piece had a flaw of some sort, and therefore it's not valid, and I'm gonna throw it away and possibly reprint it later. So yeah, I'm currently removing F20. I happen to know that because I just had to reprint these pieces. And then once I'm done, I'll throw them all into my F baggies. And there you have it. And I would just like to take this opportunity to reiterate just the insane amount of pieces that this puzzle is composed of. It's truly massive. I still got all of these rows. These are stacked 3 high. Each of them are, or this and this is one row. This and this is one row. And I'm far more than halfway done. This is Q. Actually, I'm gonna leave that here. This right here, this is the center middle row that I've been replacing some of the pieces on it because I printed them at first and my standards have risen since printing these, so there were a lot of pieces I didn't like, so I threw out a bunch and I'm reprinting them. But as it is, we're getting there. As you can see, a lot more than halfway done here. I've only got 6 rows remaining, and then I'll be done removing pieces from support material. And then I'm probably going to create a few miniature jigs to help me with the sanding and assembling process. And then final assembly. Well, stickering somewhere in that process there. Maybe after the final assembly I'll sticker it, we'll see. Here's the cube, still just sitting here, waiting for its day in the sun. There you go, that's where we're at. All right, I feel I should do another update. Yesterday I finished printing all of the final pieces. I just needed to fill in all the gaps for all the individual missing pieces. And now I just spent today cutting all of these baggies, and now I'm re-splicing them into even longer rows. This way I'll have just 23, I will have 23 rows of baggies to get done. We'll see how long this takes. It would be outstanding if I can get one of these done per day. We'll see. But yeah, as of right now, I'm just re-splicing all my baggies, and then I can really get going on the final leg of the project tomorrow. I'll keep you updated. So here is the finished result of all my splicing. So every single one of these rows actually has the exact same amount of baggies in it. The same amount of unique pieces, but it really doesn't look like that just because I wasn't trying particularly hard to make them all the same size. But yeah, that was a full day of manual labor to get all that reorganized, but I'm glad I did it because for this next part of the project it'll be a more evenly spaced workload. And that's a little more simple this way, I suppose. All right, there you go. All right, I decided I would document this part of the project. This is a premature assembly of the inner 7x7. And I am very stoked. I was really nervous putting this thing together. But it feels amazing. It feels great. It's loose. It's really loose, which is great. Because I know that when I put in all the edge pieces, it's gonna tighten up a lot. And so the inner 7x7 is outstanding. I probably couldn't have gone for something better than this, or expected anything better than this. I'm really excited about this, really happy about this. So yeah, I'm gonna disassemble this thing pretty soon, probably. I still have to sand a lot of these pieces, but I just couldn't help myself but test this thing. And it's looking pretty good. This is another reassuring moment in this project. Yeah, so this is the inner 7x7. Notably, it's not a 9x9 because of the way I decided to design the innards of this thing. Unfortunately, I can't actually turn it because it will fall apart. A lot of the pieces are, it needs a lot more pieces for these pieces not to fall out. But yeah, this is really exciting. The core, a lot of people have told me that they think that the core looked like a deep sea mine, and now I feel like it looks a little bit more like a porcupine. Anyway, so I just wanted to document this. I'll probably eventually reassemble this. That might not be true. I might eventually reassemble it a different way, but yeah, this is the inner 7x7. All right, here's probably the final update before being done with sanding. So essentially all of these pieces here, these have already been sanded, and those are what remain. So it should be 3 more days after today of sanding before I'm done. I'd like to say to the next record holder, do not do this. Do not sand. Do anything and everything that you can to prevent yourself from having to sand every single piece, because it's inevitably going to be exponentially higher in the total number of pieces. And this was just under a month of daily 9 hours a day sanding, which is completely unrealistic and masochistic. But nonetheless, of course, it's incredibly rewarding. So yeah, here's my system as I can continue. This is me sanding yesterday's unfinished bits, and then I'm going to begin today's work, which sits over here. And then I already bagged up the previous day's sanded pieces and washed parts. And yeah, soon after this, I'm going to begin the final assembly. Probably in about 4 more days from now, I'm going to start the process. And I will only have about 5 days to assemble it, so we'll see if I get it done before school. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay everyone, we're here to meet our boy today and see the progress on the cube. And first of all, can we just show you the organization methods happening? I love all the plastic cups. We've got red plastic bowls over here. We've got quality control happening right here, right in the middle. Preston, explain to us what's happening.
This is where we're sanding every day.
9 hours of sanding a day.
9 to 12.
9 to 12. Listening to music, because that's the only thing we can do to like stay focused. And I have to say, it feels very organized. Like there's a method to the madness.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to step on any of these. It would be a big problem.
And yeah, this is the washing
We've
station.
got all of the schools. Now, this doesn't represent the schools of the whole project, right? Just how much? Yeah.
No, yeah, that's since I've been here.
Just since you've been here.
That's most of them. All right, thought I might as well do another update. So I'm done sanding. That's big. And now I'm on to assembly. These are the shortened cups that I'm now using. I shortened them so it's easier to stick my hand in there to grab the pieces. And I'm assembling them into the jig. And it just occurred to me a few hours ago that if I had more of these jigs, I could probably increase my throughput a lot. So I'm currently creating 2 more, and I'm probably going to create another one after that. This last printer is having problems, which is not helpful. But yeah, these things are actually like more than half a kilogram of material. So I don't mind, honestly. Like this stuff came with the printers, and I don't mind using it. But so as I assemble it, right now my plan is to assemble 4 full chunks. So here are the 3 other chunks that I'm simultaneously creating. Right here. See, they're only as far as the one in the living room is. And then I'm going to assemble those 4 chunks into the main bottom face of the cube. I shouldn't say main, just into the bottom face of the cube. And if I like the feel of it, here's the cube, by the way, I will I'll keep chugging, I guess. This is probably the final test I'm going to do before final assembly. And I'm feeling a little nervous. I've assembled just the edges before, and they didn't make me feel all that confident. But after assembling the inner 7x7, I was comfortable with that. But we'll see how it goes. Nonetheless, though, I should remark that as I'm assembling this, it's increasing my confidence. These pieces are fitting together better than I expected. Nonetheless, they're still just a little bit too wide, and I know that that's going to be the central issue I'm going to have to deal with in the end. We'll see if it's too much of a problem or not. Either way, I have several solutions in mind in case that is ultimately going to be an issue. There you go. All right, I just wanted to do another update video. And so now I'm videoing myself as I'm removing all the tape from these assemblies. I still have 3 more to do, you can see. But I removed all the tape, and then I taped the surface, so hopefully it's a somewhat cohesive chunk. I know that this tape really isn't going to do much, so I'm going to have to do a lot more to keep these pieces together, but you know, it's the first line of defense. And yeah, I realized that these pieces, these chunks that I made forever ago, kind of offhandedly, they're coming in handy so much right now in this moment. As I'm assembling it, they're incredibly helpful to keep pressure on the pieces as I remove the tape. So happy I made them. Anyway, so here's a finished chunk. I have all taped together, all taped up. And yeah, at this point, I'm gonna keep on videoing more and more, so these videos are almost superfluous now. Nonetheless, maybe giving my own thoughts is useful. And there you have it. Okay, hey guys. Mom wanted me to make a video of what I'm working on right now. So this is the current group that I'm working on. I'm almost done with this group. This is the 5th group, I believe. So these are my jigs I've set up. I'm assembling all the pieces sequentially from left to right, and then essentially doing that again and again and again. Except for every single one of these, I need to do this 5 times. So when I'm done, this is where the finished projects go. These are all big old groups of pieces, and this is what takes most of my time. In order to make 4 of these, it usually takes me about an hour of work and touching up and sanding. They've all been sanded mostly, but now I'm just doing the final touches on everything. And then when I'm done, I then use a marker and mark them all. This group I've only done these 4, but I need to mark them all. And these colors help me, or will help me, to sort them out in case they all get scattered one day. That's the point of that. As you can see, this is where I put my empty snakes of bags. And then there's always spares. These are spare pieces. Here, here, here. And so the spares go back into the snakes when I'm done. And this is also another group that I'm working on in tandem. So I'm currently printing. As I realize I'm missing pieces, I'm constantly printing pieces, and I'm also, this is a support for one of my jigs that I'm printing right now. I'm trying to build more jigs because if I have more of these, I think I can get this done faster without having to take as many breaks. Right now I only have 4. My aim is to get to 8. And because I have a ton of this color, I'm just gonna keep printing in gold. That was my issue before. It's because I didn't have enough of the other colors. And yeah, that's what I'm working on. And that's what I've been spending days on and working on. Essentially, there are 25 of these groups, or 24 more specifically, of these groups. And then eventually this whole thing will be filled. So I'm just finishing up the 5th group. I've already done most of the 6th group, and then hopefully today I'll get to the 7th group to at least start it. And then yeah, all the way until 24. So it takes me about a day to do 1 group. And so that's how many more days I have to assemble, or that are going to be required in order for me to finish assembling this. This is why I haven't been showing up to too many family events. Sorry guys, just mostly because I have a mountain of work and I'm so tired of not being done with this project. So there you go. All right, I assume it might be about time I take another video. This is where we're at. I now have 7 jigs all set up, and I have about 8 more rows to go, I believe. And as you can see, progress is coming along. So I've added another jig support. It's another 3 supports on my jigs, which looks a little ridiculous, and I think it's fantastic. I really love 3D printing. I have to keep on changing the angle because otherwise the pieces will slide off as the angle gets more and more steep. And there you have it. So these should be the last supports, but you know, who knows. So the process continues as I go. I place all of my finished rows over here, and then I mark them all with marker. And then, okay, so here's the other room right now. These are all empty snakes. These are the remaining snakes. And there you have it. So top row is the last row, or first row, depending on your point of view. And then it goes to that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, so forth. And yeah, that's what it looks like. It's very colorful. It's kind of looking fun. And by the end of this, I assume this room will be a little bit more filled up, and then I'll be done. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough time in this break to finish this project, which I'm very not happy about, but that's just what it is. And yeah, so yeah, as I'm finishing each row, I put all my extra pieces in these snakes, which is why you can see there's still a lot of pieces there, just scattered pieces. And I'll probably have to sort these out in a more organized way. They're kind of, you know, they're starting to become a bigger and bigger pile every day. And yeah, I'm trying to keep my organization. Obviously it's not perfect, but at the same time I'm still proud of it. But there you go. So it would be about 8 more days, but I only have about 4 more days left in this break. And so I'm gonna be a few days short. And hopefully over the course of a few weekends I can get myself to work during the semester. But last semester that did not go well, so hopefully I can get it done this semester, especially given that I'm so close. Maybe that'll motivate me. But either way, I'm not going to try to give myself too hard of a time for not being too productive during the school year. Nonetheless, I'm still going to try it. There you have it. Okay, it's been quite a while since I've done one of these. Where I am now at is I'm now sanding the edges. I have officially finished all of the middle pieces. Right now, I'm sanding all these edges, making them ready to go. And I put them into the jig as I finish each of them, like so. It's a jig I made for the edges. I realized that there are 2 groups of edges that I did not like, so I'm currently reprinting both. Actually, there are 3. This is the big pile of pieces that are from one of the groups I didn't like that are now reprinted. Okay, so this is now the cube room. Every one of these pieces is set and ready to go. All these guys, also these, all of them. They're all sanded twice, labeled meticulously, and taped. This is the majority of the pieces, and this was the majority of the work. These guys, these boats, these are my finished edges, except for the red marked pieces. The red pieces have been marked because they are no good, and I need to reprint them. So really, I'm just re-going through this process with my edge pieces. Though I don't feel the need to mark my edge pieces because they're more obvious what pieces they are. I can easily assemble them. So yeah, I am now doing the final sanding on my edges, my boats as I like to call them. And after that is the final fun part, this guy. I need to do work on the core to get it prepared. I need to tighten it properly, and I also need to reprint one of these edges. Though that should be quick and very fun. I'm contemplating redesigning this piece, the centerpiece, so that I can stick a tool through it to tighten it and loosen it from the surface. We'll see if that works. It might be that it causes this section here to become too weak if I have a cylindrical hole cut through it. And there you have it. I have ordered lubricant, and as long as after putting on the lubricant I feel like things fit comfortably, then I will just go straight ahead with assembly at that point. But that's where I'm at. There you go.
Okay, explain to us what we're doing right now.
I'm turning them from quarter chunks that are only a quarter of a face to one big chunk that is one whole face.
So tell us how you do that, how you go apart, you take these apart and assemble them.
So this is a quarter of a face, and what I'm trying to create right now is going to be one full face. See, this is just one quarter here. And so I'm just grabbing off one layer off of each of my quarter chunks. And then I took the time, which was a lot, it was very time consuming to make sure that they're pre-taped so that they're kind of mirrored of one another. So I had to retape 3/4 of my quarter chunks. And now I'm taking...
And how do you know what piece that you just took off?
So this right here is I call it a middle, because these are all technically middle pieces, but these are like the center line, so they're perfectly symmetrical down this direction. They're the only pieces that have that trait. And so I take one of the middles, which goes in between these quarter chunks, and I essentially then connect them like this.
So you kind of have a half circle situation.
Every time I do this, I need to add more tape. Of course, the tape is not going to stay for the project when it's done. Like when I do the final assembly, I'm going to remove all the tape. But right now, I'm taping it so that the final assembly will be as easy as possible here.
And that's what's holding all of this in place, so he can put that gigantic piece together.
So now
it looks like something straight out of Star Wars, I'm telling you.
And now another string of pieces, and I'm putting it in, and now I move on to the next one, and then it's just about at the point where I need to prop it up. I've made this little makeshift prop, which is just
so scared that it could all fall out right now.
It's actually designed so that it won't fall out.
Oh my goodness, every part of this just makes me nervous. Look, we still have all of this to go.
Well, those are already sanded. They're just waiting to be assembled at this point.
Oh my.
Those are all the edges, the outer edges. There you go.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, so I figured I'd do another update. So this is very close to the end of the project here. At least I hope. All of these chunks are now all finished, marked, sanded, and taped. As you can see, half of them are taped on one side, the other half are taped on the other. These guys go in the middle of these. And so the reason I did this, the reason I organized them in this way, is so that they'll be especially easy to assemble at the very end. If you count them though, you'll only count 10. And that's because the last face is still sitting here. And that's on purpose. That's not because I'm not done. My intention is to assemble the first the first 5 faces. Then I'm going to hand assemble the final face because I think the final face won't be so simple. It won't be as easy as first 5 faces will be. And yeah, so it might have been a bit of a jump from the last video, but it honestly hasn't been very long since the last video, so there you go. What now remains to be done is the fact that these centerpieces, as you can see, it's actually a broken piece here that I just have as a stand-in. They still need to be redesigned and fixed, and I also need to buy some more lube, and then I'm ready. I'm actually ready. So it's very soon, probably within a week, I'll be done. There you go. Okay, after several months of waiting, I'm now finally onto stickering, and this is the first sticker placed onto the cube. I'm going to be using super glue, viscous stuff, and hopefully it goes well enough. I'm sure I'm going to have to get good at this, and it's going to take a long time. I have all the stickers here. Hang on, let's see if I can get this in frame. I have 2 sets, 2 full sets of stickers. Many thousands of them. But for something over 14,000 stickers I have to lay and glue. And we will see how long this takes. I'm hoping to get it down to like 10 seconds per sticker. If I could get that rate, I can get this done in just a few weeks. But we will see. I'm hoping to get this done before the break is over. But yeah, every single step of this entire project has always taken me substantially longer than I ever expected it to. So I am now coming to just expect this to be another one of those. Anyway, there you go. Okay, so here's a video of the device I just made. This is a Lazy Susan that I built to help me twist the cube. There you go.